Peace. I want to talk about the work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole lot going on, but not really. Like, you got niggas that say they woke, and you got niggas that's conscious, which is spirituality. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm talking about true conscious niggas, like real life, dealing with this shit. Not some niggas that just get up on this bitch and they got a motherfucking rush, a knowledge rush. See, what I'm saying is, like, work. Are you actually doing the work? See, because I used to think by sitting back and reading the book, you know what I'm saying, and going back and telling a motherfucker that looked like me or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that, man, Joe, I thought I was doing something and making a difference. You feel what I'm saying? I thought I was reaching hearts and shit. You know what I'm talking about? But in all actuality, I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I saying should a motherfucker leave the information, you know what I'm saying, to themselves that they learned? Nah. Let me see that ashtray. What I'm saying is that most motherfuckers be so quick to learn something, right? And don't even really got a full understanding at all. They just understand the physical aspects of what's going on, and they just take that and run with it. They don't dig beneath the surface, you know what I'm talking about, and dig deep. So they just be stuck with the physical aspects of what they talking about. So how is that actually doing the work, you know what I'm saying? Like, with these meditations and all of that shit or whatever, and these affirmations, if you're doing those, or and these visualizations and all of that shit, these deep trances, what are you actually getting done, and how is it actually helping you first? Like, how is it actually elevating your soul? It's this spirituality that we're getting into. You feel what I'm saying? When we tapping into our subconscious mind, we are trying to elevate our soul. We are diving deep into the subconscious. You feel what I'm saying? This is a dark area, the deepest, darkest regions of your mind. We're diving deep into here, traveling. It's a journey, it's a path, and we are to bring out the hidden light, the hidden geniuses that lies dormant within that. If you're not doing that, what are you actually doing besides getting up here and telling a nigga and a female, like, you know, you a god and you a goddess? Something that we should already know already. You feel what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I know it's people that's just getting into this, and I'm not talking about them, but shit, even for them, it's a ton of motherfucking research out there that you can go and look up. You sit here and you listen to a nigga tell you back to back to back the same exact shit. But I found out this right here. Most motherfuckers want to hold on to something. You feel what I'm saying? See, this whole thing that we doing here, we trying to create a certain level of motherfucking awareness to where when we pass on, we let go of everything and we don't come back here in the spirit realm or nothing. We creating our own worlds after this. This is what the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? We collect information and we travel on. So, for the individuals that's just a dying need to just stay here and then just need to just do something or whatever and all that shit. You still got some type of karmic debt. You know what I mean? And that karmic debt is something that you created within yourself, your own soul, your own heart. And now you placing it on other people, telling them, well, we need to do this, we need to do that, because you still holding on to something. And now that individual, you deterring them from going down the right path. The right path being the path that they need to choose on their own. We got motherfuckers out here telling, man, we this, no, we that, and then no, we this, no, we that. History, our actual history, points back to everything being us. So why argue about that? Piece the knowledge together and all the information together, and then you'll get the bigger, the full story. You niggas want to hold on to something. You don't know that by holding on to this shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's keeping you human. You know what I'm talking about? We gods. The only gods in existence. So, but we are having a human experience. So, when you get up on here and you giving your explanation about being a god and all that shit or whatever, the only thing that you can show a motherfucker is a physical representation, a human representation of what God is. Now, this human body can do some miraculous things. But at the level where you niggas is talking or whatever, you niggas ain't even tapping into the spirit. You niggas still talk about conspiracies and whether God is real or not. Whether the devil is a motherfucker in the ground or whatever the fuck. Nigga, it's polarity. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let go. My philosophy is I know nothing, I am nothing, and I come from nothing. And that's gonna go over a lot of people's head, because a lot of people think with the ego. The ego knows everything. A lot of people identify with their ego. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say you identify with your ego, because you don't even know that your ego thinks that it's you. So you really being controlled by something you really can't even see. So anywho, right? That what you think you are won't allow you to humble yourself enough to be like, I don't know shit. So I don't know nothing. And I am nothing. Because all you motherfuckers talking about we gods and all this other shit, I know this or whatever. But to humble myself just a bit, I am nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, me being a god and all this other shit, it does not mean anything to you or the next person. It shouldn't. Because all reality is just energy. We just energy. So you're here by yourself, experiencing whatever you want to experience. You don't have to talk to nobody else. You have to pay attention to nobody else. And I come from nothing. That is the most thing right there that comes over, that goes over everybody's head. And we created out of the triple stages of darkness. On a macrocosmic level, in the womb, that symbolizes, that symbolizes the triple stages of darkness, the woman's womb. But we forget, or at least I feel like we forget, because I know we know this, that we pick and choose the energy, the flocks of energy, to self-create ourselves again for reincarnation. This happens. We do this. This is how you come back. because you want to come back. So, you got to choose the specific family, the specific energy to balance you out, because you feel like you feel guilty of the things that you didn't get done. And you find yourself in a fucked up lifetime, and you wondering why. What did I do? All that shit. You just came back. You didn't let go. We so sick. We thinking about this, that, and the third. What's going on in the streets and all that. If the shit is not directly affecting you, why even bother it and give your energy to it? That shit right there is fucking crazy. And I say, if this shit does not directly bother you, so what I mean by that, I mean, like, if it does bother you, if the shit has nothing to do with you, but it just bothers you at your heart and core, then you go do that, and that's for you and all that shit. But that's not for every fucking body. And for you motherfuckers out here that's acting like you conscious and shit, and you talking about, man, well, we need to be doing this, we need to be doing that, or whatever, and all that shit. You need not even be on the motherfucking internet saying that. You need to be with those motherfuckers that's doing that shit. Because those motherfuckers are gonna listen. It's crazy how a motherfucker that's conscious, supposed to be conscious, supposed to be spiritual and all that shit or whatever, and all that, is, you talking that shit to all of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? We trying to learn about some spiritual shit. All of that was going on in the streets or whatever that you paid attention to, the Black Lives Matter, the killings of, all the shit that they want you to see on the news, right? All that shit is a fucking ritual done to get you to focus so you can't pay attention to what the fuck is going on. You gonna focus on this, you gonna place all your energy on this motherfucking ritual that's being done. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on, what season we in, what cycle we are in. Not the cycle of the stupid ass planet and what society says and all that shit, because they say this is what the fuck we're in. That's some stupid shit that's set up to get you off your true cycle, your true alignment. That's real shit. You niggas want to talk about some bullshit that's conspiracies or whatever, that's real. Learn about that. Pick up a book on astrology. You know what I'm saying? Learn your moon sign and ascendant sign. Fuck the sun sign. Learn the hidden knowledge about yourself, the dark side about yourself, and learn how to align that up with what's going on in the world, truly. And then you will be in real alignment. You niggas ain't talk about nothing, man. You niggas conscious, but you on here talking about artists and shit, man. Get the fuck on, man. You niggas ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? A rapper and the Illuminati and all that shit or whatever, that's not gonna illuminate my soul. You feel what I'm saying? We are in a time right now, right, where I feel like we should know this. We all have an enemy, a common enemy if we want to say it, right? We know this. But the fight is over. If there ever was a fight, the fight is over. We in the golden age, the stone age, the dark age, the Kali Yuga, that shit is over. So we in the golden age. So that means everything you want to do, everything you dreamt about, you can make it happen now. All you need to do is focus on it. Our enemies, they gonna do whatever, however, because they desperate, just to get our attention. You feel what I'm saying? That's all they need, is attention. They don't need nothing else. Attention. I'm gonna tell you something else. This from my motherfuckers that done gained consciousness, that done been locked up, or whether you did it in jail or out. But these motherfuckers that been through the system. Joe, when we get locked up, right? Cause I done been locked up before. You know, like the little drug joints, they pay like at least 40,000 for a little inmate, and I want to say it's like 30-some thousand for a regular inmate in a regular little joints or whatever, right? Then, out of all that bread, you only getting like $9, $10 state pay. You know, these for the broke motherfuckers or whatever and all that shit. If you really get it. But really, in all reality, nigga, the joint, the prison, like the whole system, that's funding a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been locked up, and the different prisons got different, what do you call that? Different industries, you know what I'm saying? These might make like laundry soap. These might make the boxers, and the prison I was in, they made all the like the little pastries, so all the little donuts and shit that went to the little joints and in the big prisons or whatever was made in the joint that I was in. So I mean, niggas got paid, but what the fuck is that? You feel what I'm talking about? What I'm saying is this right here. We get locked up and all that other extra shit. That's funding these cities and all that shit or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying stop what you're doing and all that shit, because really, I feel like if you did and wasn't no crime going on, some crime was still gonna be going on, if you know what I mean. Like out of nowhere type shit. But that's just something to think about. Like, we sit back, we worry about all the other extra shit and all this other bullshit. None of that matters. But what's really real? What's really real is what the fuck you want to do with your life. And what I mean by your life, I mean by when this bullshit hell is over with. The minute you're born, your death clock starts. So from the time you're born, you already dying. So then you only experiencing 2% of your DNA. And technically when you die, the 98% junk DNA becomes active. So, which is life? People will say, oh, well, how you know this? It all is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because all they know is this life. You done got used to being a human. All you doing is experiencing this shit with your mind in the first place. That's the same thing you have to do. But see, it's a little bit more advanced than that, because you done been trained to think a certain way. So now you gotta untrain yourself to think another way. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you pass on and you don't have this physical body no more, your mind is going to be searching for its next vessel. And if your ultimate immortal vessel is not ready, you feel what I'm saying? If you didn't build enough light to sustain that, you're not ready to get out of here. You know what I'm talking about? You might have rose up, and you might find yourself in a conscious motherfucking dimension where all you niggas is debating about some bullshit or whatever and all that shit. But if that's what you want, that's fine. That's what you want, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you can still die there. And this is still a possibility of you coming back to this motherfucker. And then, when you come back here, it's like, ain't no remembering that shit unless you live a spiritual life and then you gain that remembrance. Oh, I remember. Okay, yeah, I remember who I was in this past life. Okay, I was doing this, I was doing that. But if not, you live a life of bullshit, it's just a revolving fucking door. A revolving door. See, this is my thing right here. Most conscious motherfuckers talk about they mad at slavery. That was a hiccup in history. That was 5 seconds. Not even, that was 0.1 fucking tenth of a motherfucking moment of a second, you know what I'm saying, of everything that we have ever done and still gonna do. Doing. Niggas like, man, Joe, I'm not no slave, but I gotta fight my oppressor. Niggas is free, but their minds aren't free. Yet, you still a slave in the mind. I'm not thinking about none of that shit, man. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we won. See, you niggas is crying over, when I come, you talking about slaves and this, that, and the third. We are great people. It's the reason why that little bit happened. See, because it ain't as fucked up as you think it is. Now, you see the pictures and all that shit, all the fucked up pictures, don't get me wrong, that's fucked up. But we thinking about it like it's really fucked up because they put it in your face like that. You feel what I'm saying? But that shit really wasn't going on like that. That shit just was meant to scare you now. To further trap your mind now. Traumatize you. Everything about us says royalty. You feel what I'm saying? We descend from fucking the infinite source itself. Fuck kings, fuck queens, fuck gods and emperors. We come from the source. Made in the image, the reflection. You feel what I've said? That's who we are. You niggas be worried about that. That other action shit, that shit was a few seconds, man. That shit was a few seconds and it had to happen. It had to happen so that what's happening now can happen. So that niggas like me get on this bitch and be saying this shit, cause it's time to go. We done been here and we done done it. And what else is there to do? See? That's what it is right there. What goes on to you, hold it on. Society is built off of technology. What's new? The new invention. You feel what I'm saying? So if we constantly thinking that there's something new, there's something else that we have to do, just the next best thing, we're gonna constantly stay here. We're gonna constantly put our intentions and our attentions outwardly instead of inwardly and get what we need. See, once we get what we need and get on board with our soul, you know what I'm saying, we'll be in full alignment. Once your soul takes over, it's like that. You think you smart, you think you know it all and all that shit. Your soul is a completely different entity. It's a separate intelligence within itself. It doesn't need a spirit, it doesn't need a body, it doesn't need nothing. It's supreme to humanity and everything about the universe. If the soul was here in its purest form, this shit would cease to exist. If one motherfucker, one individual, that's how deep this shit is. It's time to go, man. It's time to get up out of here. Straight up. It's time to start creating worlds, building worlds. Because when we leave, what the fuck you gonna have? You know what I'm saying? You gonna have a list, a library, a motherfucking arsenal full of memories. What kind of memories you gonna store? You know what I'm talking about? And I'm talking that shit right now. So when I mean by that, I be You can't think like no human. So when I'm saying build a world, I mean, yeah, now, for now it's cool. But when I'm talking about, but you still have to think broader. So don't think about like, yeah, my mom and all that shit or whatever and all that shit, because your mom ain't really your mom and your dad ain't really your dad. This life ain't really life. It's good you getting into it now. You feel what I'm saying? Because you may have the chance to get the fuck on. You know what I'm talking about? Think bigger. Think about who your family was before a motherfucker asked you to come here. Shit. Think about your intergalactic lives. And that's as simple as that. All you gotta do is focus on shit like that. And you will learn that law of attraction works just like that. All you gotta do is think about it. When you think about something, you attract it. Try this. Try. And you ain't even gotta try. Anybody watching this video right now, just think about every time you see a number, 222, 111, 1111, 555, 333. I see the number all the time, right? See it one time, and you see it everywhere. But just start thinking about that. Just start thinking about who you were in a past life, but like on a higher level, on a higher plane, what you was doing. Just think about that when you meditate. You'll start to get visions and thoughts. Will start to go. And you do what you want to do with that. But you niggas worry about the wrong thing. You niggas learn some shit and then try to start like a gang around it or whatever, all that shit. I don't want to be a part of your gang. I worry about old shit. Hey, when my you got the go issue? Where's that? I finna put y'all up on some game. Fuck it. I'll be talking about it. I might as well. If I can find it. Y'all should already know about this book up here. Not this book, but like the science on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not even finna read. I really just want to show them the book. Fuck it, it don't even matter. Well, I mean, it do, but if you can get it. Oh, here it comes. Appreciate it. Now look, man, this book right here. This right here, 3 Magical Books of Solomon, Testament of Solomon, and its greater and lesser keys in one volume. Man, listen. You niggas is still talking about whether God is real or fake or not. Right? I'm gonna put y'all over there. Now, you niggas is talking about, I mean, angels, demons, and all the other shit, and whatever the fuck. Right? Right. Well, let me tell you some shit. You gotta apply this shit to the body. Anything you learn, you gotta apply it to the body. I don't give no fuck if it's Neteru, Orisha, angels, spirits, whatever the fuck. You feel what I'm saying? The zodiac. You have to apply that shit to the body. Whatever you can apply to the body. It does not matter because you can do it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, in this, right, they talk about the 72 spirits in motherfucking Goetia. You feel what I'm saying? And if you're familiar with the Bible and how motherfucking Solomon trapped these spirits in this ring and all that shit or whatever, right? Spoiler alert for all you motherfucking magicians out there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not shitting on the motherfucker and how they do their shit or whatever, right? Shit. Because, you know, you might got the little spiritual power or how you can make your little ring or whatever, or you just do it and how you do it, whatever. But I'm on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm on some other shit. this is what it is. Because these spirits that you interacting with, they interact with you how you want to interact with them. So if you go to them on some, yeah, like give me some AA and assist and I just want to talk and evoke you and all that shit, that's what they're gonna give. If you go to them on some worship and all that shit, that's what they're gonna give. If you go to them on some, you're my servant, they're gonna bow their motherfucking heads and get down to business. Because check this out. That ring is your pineal gland. You feel what I'm saying? Your pineal gland, when it's illuminated, it looks like Saturn. Saturn has a ring around it. Saturn is Set or soot, the black substance. Urn is on, the black god. You feel what I'm talking about? This is what they're talking about here. Solomon just means the black god. So, or Amen, you know. But that just means black god. You feel what I'm talking about? So, but here's the proof right here though. For the motherfuckers that's looking at me all crazy, you know what I'm saying? In your pineal gland, you have 72 chakras. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Now, for the motherfuckers that's not familiar with the Goetia, you know what I'm saying? And I should do like a little series on this. I might. I don't know. But I might, cause I don't really like getting on into that. I want a motherfucker to do their shit, and I had to do it. Shit, you feel what I'm saying? I sat back, I read books, I went online, I watched hella lectures, I did my little meditations, I took a lot of motherfucking acid and shrooms, I had a few ego deaths, learned a lot of shit, man. I had a real path or journey. And this shit is still going. This shit hard as hell, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. Like, when you want this shit, and all I really want is knowledge and peace. You know what I'm saying? I want the peace just so I can sit back and learn. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. I don't give a fuck about no money. I rap, make music. My shit sound good, but I don't give no fuck about none of that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I made a whole separate YouTube channel. And this is what I'm doing now. I don't even really, I mean, I got music now. I mean, I still be rapping or whatever, but I ain't even don't care. This is the type of shit that I care about. And this is why I'm starting to drop videos on this shit. So anyways, these different spirits, demons, or whatever you want to call them. Demon only means daemon, but daemon means genius or intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it means. It's nothing bad or scary, none of that shit or whatever. But these are things that's hidden inside of us. These are different counterparts inside of us. And like I just said, it talks about the 72 fucking spirits or demons or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But in this ring, your pineal gland, you got 72 chakras. You feel what I'm saying? So, but these spirits, you know what I'm talking about? Because this isn't, right? This is why I say this real shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get this specific book. I got this book because this is the type of book that this is what I wanted. This is an active system. These spirits are hidden. This is like, it's a big story, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, like a systematic story or whatever, but you know, you get this story by studying everything. So any fucking way. Because this isn't an active motherfucking system and all that shit or whatever, you have to activate this shit inside of you and all that shit, which isn't hard, but you know, because we have melanin, the shit, to do any fucking thing. This is what the scientist is looking for. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. 666, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. C18, carbon. That's melanin. But anyway, these specific spirits sit over a certain amount of legions, 50, 10, 20, you know what I'm saying? It varies, you know what I'm talking about? And a legion is 10,000 spirits. You feel what I'm talking about? So what does that mean? That means these certain spirits or whatever, like, man, you can have them do some shit. You know what I'm saying? You can have them do some shit. And yeah, I mean, whatever the fuck you think. You know what I'm talking about? Because at the end of the day, this is what I learned. when I started to work with this shit or whatever, because at first I was on some, you know what I'm saying, some wild shit. But when I first when I started to actually start learning and shit, I started to realize that the shit was like these just different attributes of yourself, or not. Well, yeah, self, but like your personality and shit. So, and yeah, I'm already knowing you gotta apply it to self, but like when you look at it like that, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think, this shit was being written back in the day, so this was how the ancient motherfuckers think. So I guess in a way, I'm opening up that shit in my mind or whatever. See, I'm realizing this shit as I go. Like this shit, and this shit is crazy. This shit ain't new to me. It's just like now I'm just now having experiences and shit. I've been studying for like I want to say 6 years. You feel what I'm talking about? And most niggas just they get out of the joint and they be like fuck it. But I just kept going. My mind was just too open. And when I learned this shit, it was like, man, I'm not finna keep doing all the other extra shit. And I just keep going. But you gotta stay humble with this shit. But anyway, like I said, these certain spirits sit over motherfucking certain amount of legions of spirits or whatever, and you can use them to do your bidding. You know what I'm talking about? This is what we do. This is magic. This is black magic. You know what I'm talking about? And that's just nothing but motherfucking melanin. It's just the ability to motherfucking manipulate your melanin. What's inside of you? How much can you build up inside of you with what you got? You feel what I'm saying? How much light can you build? Because just like the plants, like with the epidermis skin, they eat the motherfucking light. They take the UV rays and all that shit and take that shit and make nitrogen or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They can sustain life, and then they eat the minerals from the motherfucking the grass and all that shit. And that's how they eat. You ain't even gotta do nothing to them. Certain plants do that, but then you got the fungus plants that just be eating shit. You know what I'm saying? Parasites or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Is you a parasite, or are you 100% self-made, self-sustainable? You know what I'm talking about? Everything about us in the world is symbolic to us. You know what I'm talking about? It expresses us in so many different ways down to the birth. When you're born, it's the creation story within itself. And death, because death isn't even like, it's not death, it's when you, because motherfuckers is so, what do you call that shit, in love with being a human or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When a motherfucker die and they're not here no more, motherfucker cry and all that extra shit, but not necessarily, you're not necessarily dead. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole biochemical process. It's a journey, it's a pathway. It's a detailed process. I'm studying that shit right now, man. Like, that shit is crazy. And these scientists, I never read it because I was like, man, they ass ain't talking about shit. And they're not talking about what we talking about. But I came across some information, and it made me look at the shit that I've been studying, because that's what it's talking about, basically. The shit that I've been studying on a quantum level and on a bacterial level. So I'm like, damn, as far as death goes. So I'm like, damn, like, yeah, like, so. But it's really backing up a lot of this shit that I was kind of against when it came to the scientists and what the fuck they was talking about. I'm still against the scientists or whatever, but not necessarily the information, you know what I'm talking about? And that's the beauty of not knowing any fucking thing. I don't know nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So my mind is open to everything. I don't hold no more fucking values like that, as far as, oh man, you don't believe this? Well, fuck you then, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go sit in the car with no more fucking Christian. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna walk up and down the street and like, oh, you a Christian? Fuck you. Are you a Christian? Fuck you. Are you a Muslim? Fuck you. I'm not finna do all that, because I understand there's truth in everything. And the motherfucker can be conscious and still be doing that. I've seen with my own eyes. It is what it is. Everybody is to do what they want to do on their path. You know what I'm talking about? We all gods. So how you deal your justice is how you deal your justice. You feel what I'm talking about? It's fucking ludicrous for anybody to come in there and be like, man, you shouldn't do this. You should do that. Because I feel like we need this. Well, if you feel like we need this, then you need to take your immediate family, build that foundation, and show that reflection. And whoever attracts to that, whoever you attract, that be your crowd. That be who you influence. You know what I'm talking about? And if it's not everybody, then that's okay. At least you got a portion, because that's the fucking plan. You know what I'm talking about? If we talking about getting up off of this motherfucker, elevating our motherfucking souls, us, the true self, you know what I'm talking about, and getting off this planet, you feel what I'm saying? You trying to take over a planet that you can't escape. So eventually you'll be able to take it over. Right? We move in cycles. You know what I'm talking about? If you haven't realized by now that we are trapped inside of a prison, you are completely insane. I'm talking to every motherfucker that thinks that he's conscious. I'm not talking to nobody that's just coming across this like, damn, I'm gonna look this up. And when you figure out that I'm telling the fucking truth around this bitch, be like, damn, yeah. Cause I don't expect a motherfucker to be like, oh, yeah, this nigga bullshitting, and then don't look it up. Cause that's funny as hell. Everything that I say, you know, all that shit or whatever, all you gotta do is look that shit up. It's YouTube, it's the internet, it's books, and you have a mind. You feel what I'm saying? Got the same thing that I got. You feel what I'm saying? If not more. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that I got, if not more. I'm living in complete poverty, but I know all of this shit. I'm the absolute representation of a poor righteous teacher. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I just want to give knowledge. And if I can get to a level where motherfuckers hear this shit and then somebody get something that I didn't get, let me know that shit. Because I want to know that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Let's share that shit. Because if I get to a level where if I get to a level where people hear me and I got an influence, and somebody knows some shit that I don't know or whatever, I'm putting you in that fucking position to tell the people this shit. And if you don't want to be in that position or whatever, when you tell me this shit, I'm letting the people know this shit, and you're my reference. You feel what I'm saying? As long as I do the knowledge on that shit, and I know that shit to be right, you know what I'm talking about? I know that shit to be true. That shit break down right how it's supposed to break down or whatever. It's just not some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not finna just come up, you ain't gonna give me no bullshit. But y'all know what I'm saying? Real recognize real. Like, at the end of the day, that's what we gotta do. We gotta build together. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas ain't trying to build together. Niggas is trying to destroy. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas is trying to mask themselves with building, but they're actually trying to destroy. Gotta watch out for motherfuckers like that, man. Straight up. Motherfuckers gonna tell you to join this, join that, do this, do that, do this, do that. If you don't feel in your heart that you should be here doing this, like, man, Joe, I should do this. Or if you ain't have no vision or some shit like that or whatever about it, a dream or something like that, you shouldn't be doing that. You gotta stop and question, like, man, is this an authentic idea? Is this mine? You know what I'm talking about? And I apply that to everything in life. But right now I'm just talking about when it comes to your specific path, when it comes to spirituality, because this is important. You didn't live up until this point to however old you is, so you know how to be a human. Now you just tapping into spirituality, now you consciousness, you know that you're a god and all that shit or whatever. You're a baby god. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta work your way in that shit. I used to be cutting motherfuckers' heads off with this shit, man. But why? I'm wasting my energy. I didn't know that. I didn't know about chakras and that you can deplete your actual spiritual energy and all that shit. That shit plays a big part in your physical body as well. I didn't know all of that because I was following motherfuckers. I was talking about shit that like that was mysterious and secret or whatever the fuck. So don't get into that shit. 'Cause that shit ain't real. Until I came across some shit that was actually real. And it was only then that I figured out that shit, I've been studying this shit forever. Everything I study revolves around this shit. So there it is for me, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you just now getting into this or whatever, or even still. Because when you here in this life, you still just not get into this until you make it out of this motherfucker. That's how you gotta approach it. You gotta approach it like a child. You know what I'm talking about? You approach it like a child, be childlike. You tend to have great results with what you do. Because if you go in there with an adult, you have agendas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is mad and they want to get shit done. They holding grudges. It's some more shit. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? See, we learn the spirituality and we learn that, oh, I could tap into a motherfucking spirit. See, because somebody told you that if you summon a demon, you know, something's gonna happen to you or whatever. Or if you summon a demon and you do something to somebody, well, something to come back to you or whatever. I'm gonna tell you this right here. It's a secret. If you just think that it won't happen or whatever and all that shit or whatever, you have to have this much awareness though. You can't just say it, cause you niggas will say it one day and think you cool. No, you have to have enough awareness to be able to do this. If you just think it won't affect you. That shit ain't gonna affect me. That's simple and plain. But you have to have that much awareness. But it's not that fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, these different chakras, right, or melanin centers are in your fucking body. So why can't I use this shit? Huh? It seems that somebody has made the rules. For a specific reason. The motherfucking system is rigged, like I said, for a reason. It's rigged against us. So you can use that shit, man. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta tap into it. And this is the journey that you take. You know what I'm saying? You want a better life, you want money, you want this, you want that, but you don't want to take the journey to do it. You feel me? These energies that live inside of you, you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And when I learned that, I broke away from systems and all that. Most niggas be holding on to shit because they need that. I feel like I don't need it. If I have 72 chakras in my pineal gland, you know, we got the 7 major chakras, but you know you got chakras in the hands and feet and legs, in your head and all of that shit, and chakras outside the body, right? Okay, but we ain't talking about that. You got 72 chakras in your pineal gland. Now these 72 chakras, there's legions of different entities that can be given to you to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Now, mind you, this is energy. It's like mixing the red wire with this wire and that wire with that wire. So you gotta know what you're doing. Electrician. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I knew I had all of this shit inside of me, plus the ability to do whatever, move things without touching them, true shit, not no, let me show you this card and whatever the fuck. I'm talking about the power of the mind, complete control of the mind. The shit that they show in the movies that you niggas say, oh yeah, they talking about us and when we was back in the day. So you only know about that, but you don't know that we reached the golden age. But fuck the golden age, because niggas been doing it. But now that we reached the golden age, you can. So shut the fuck up and do it is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about? The thing is, if I knew I could do all that, what the fuck I need to be in a group for? Because most niggas get in groups now just to be in a group. You want to be protected, you want to do all this, you want to do all that. You ain't getting no money, you can't get no money by yourself, so shit, you with a group of niggas, bro. Let me hold this. Let me get this, let me smoke this with you type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or this, that, and the third. Niggas ain't about anything, man. For real, for real. And I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wish you well, and I hope that you get it together, but I love it. I love it because it helps me figure out who I am. Cause I know I'm not like that. I know I'm actually trying to help. You know what I'm saying? If I got some bread or whatever, I give motherfuckers some bread. But I see 1,000 homeless motherfuckers a day. Like I said, I live in poverty, so I don't give a fuck about a homeless motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care about any of that. Because I done been homeless, real live homeless, fucked up, and I made it work. Slept in the car. I washed up in the motherfucking rest stop bathroom, gas station bathroom. You know, ate the gas station food, chips and shit like that, because I was plant-based for the whole time, pretty much. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know about the struggle and all that shit. Making a few dollars a day just to put gas in the car that I sleep in, eat, and smoke. You know what I'm saying? And my priorities was fucked up. My situation was even more fucked up, so doesn't matter, is what I'm saying. I made it work. I'm in a place now that isn't much better, but it's better than where the fuck I just came from. But I'm going bigger places than I am now. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, I had to get my mind right, and I still got to get my mind right. Because your mind is not never fully right until you're out of this place. Because that's what's here. An aspect of our mind is trapped here. You feel what I'm saying? And we gotta release that. And I'm not gonna never be able to release my individual self if I'm focusing on trying to release everybody else. Because what I do right now, and I'm not even gonna say even if it wasn't talking, because if I wasn't supposed to be talking on motherfucking right now, I wouldn't be doing it. Cause I'm the last motherfucker to be on the camera talking, man. I'm on this bitch talking like I'm talking to somebody. You feel what I'm saying? Comfortable. I never thought I'd be comfortable talking on the motherfucking camera, man. I got so much fucking stage fright. But I got 100% confidence. So now, I know it's supposed to be. Just like me doing music, and I fucking hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I hate music. I rap since I was 6 years old. It's easy, but I hate it, man. So anyways, I'm just saying, man. There's a lot of things that we could be doing. There's a lot of shit that we could be talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always down to build. But I just feel like, man, whatever you doing, if that shit working, man, don't let no nigga come into your cipher, man. Just rock that shit, man. Like, hey, man, push on, my dude, because this shit worked for me. But I'm about to get up off this motherfucking camera, man, because I got a lot of shit to do. Got a lot of shit going on. You feel me? Y'all just stay healthy, man. Y'all stay peaceful and stay humble, man. And when you have your little wild moments, keep that shit to yourself. Don't be telling everybody, because it's fun to have some secrets. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to have some secrets. And it makes it that much more realer, because you keep it to yourself. Nobody else knows about this. Nobody have to know about this. You feel what I'm saying? Peace.